When you think of Irish nationalism and the Easter Rising in 1916, you probably think of James Connolly, Thomas MacDonagh, Padraig Pearse, and Joseph Mary Plunkett. You know, the lads who had the train stations named after them. You might know a few more activists who fought for Irish freedom, but other than the infamous Countess Markievicz, do you know any of the women involved in Irish nationalist movements leading up to and after the Easter Rising? No? Well, let's fix that. Dhéanamh Galéir agus Fáilte. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Misha Amy. I'm Amy, the crafty Kyloch, and this is my first video in an Irish history series, Real Revolutionaries, Irish Women in History. This channel will be covering all manner of things like Irish history, Irish heritage and culture, and also Irish folk magic and craft. So hit subscribe if you want to learn more. In this video, I'll be talking about Inínnecha na hÉireann, or the Daughters of Ireland. On April 2nd, 1914, 107 years ago today, more than 100 women met at Wynn's Hotel in Dublin city centre to attend the first meeting of what would become Cumann na mBan, or the Irish Women's Council. This also marked the dissolution or the merging of a previous organisation, Inínnecha na hÉireann, the Daughters of Ireland, which was founded in 1900 by Maud Gonne and worked right up until 1914. Inínnecha na hÉireann started with a meeting of about 15 women in the Celtic Literary Society rooms in Dublin city centre on Easter Sunday 1900. During the meeting, the idea was born to hold a patriotic children's treat, a nationalist alternative to the response of the Children's Treat, which was an event organised on behalf of Queen Victoria, who was the British monarch at the time. The committee of Inínnecha na hÉireann grew from 15 to 50 in the lead up to this event, which saw over 30,000 children in July of 1900 march through Dublin city centre, attending a picnic and also anti-recruitment speeches to dissuade Irish men from joining the British Army, who were recruiting for their assistance in the Boer War. The Second Boer War, or also known as the Anglo-Boer War or the South African War, was fought between the British Empire and two independent Boer states, the South African Republic or the Republic of Transvaal, and the Orange Free State. The war lasted from 1899 to 1902 and was fought over the British Empire's influence in South Africa. Inínnecha na hÉireann were decidedly on the Boer side because, well, you know, if there's anybody that can empathise with British colonialism, occupation, and the negative effects that has on one's culture, it's the Irish. So their members protested outside the British Army Recruitment Centre on O'Connell Street in Dublin, and they also began organising events to support efforts for the re-establishment of Irish independence. Members were asked in every way to combat English influence, which was doing so much injury to the artistic taste and refinement of the Irish people. They actively discouraged the reading and circulation of English publications, the singing of English songs, attending English entertainment, basically anything that they could to combat the English influence on Irish soil while also promoting Irish homegrown content. They also handed out many different flyers, some of which they gave to women in the company of British soldiers. Some of these leaflets advised Irish girls who walk with British soldiers to remember you are walking with your country's enemies and with men who are unfit to be companions of any girl. Other leaflets highlighted information about sexually transmitted diseases. So I'm not saying that correlation equals causation, but we do know from history that colonialism did have a part to play in the spreading of venereal diseases. So the more you know. Inínnecha na hÉireann encouraged the study of Irish language, Irish literature, history, music and art by organising classes on these subjects that weren't in the general school curriculum at the time. They also focused on poorer areas in Dublin city centre, giving these folks a taste of their own history, their own heritage and culture that otherwise they wouldn't have been exposed to. These areas were also often targeted by the British Army for enrolment, and many of the children that ended up attending these classes would, in later years, take part in the Irish freedom fight. The organisation also directed and performed tableaux vivants and plays, which were based on Irish lore, history and literature. Directed by Alice Milligan, who was a writer and poet, and also produced with the stage managing assistance of William Fay. Although these performances weren't very popular to begin with, the eventual production of W.B. Yeats' play Kathleen Ni Houlihan, starring Maud Gonne in 1902, set the wheels in motion for the formation of the National Theatre Society, which later became the Abbey Theatre. A number of members of Anínica na hÉireann became the first women to perform on the stage of the Abbey Theatre. The Anínica also supported and promoted Irish manufacturers and trades. #support Irish business. And they also formed the National Purposes Fund to fund their activities. In 1908, they began publication of a monthly magazine called Ban na hÉireann, or Woman of Ireland. This was very popular with both women and men. Articles discussed politics, the vote for women, nationalism, language, with articles as Gaeilge, or in Irish, in the Cló Gaelach, or Old Irish script. Also, there were regular columns on labour issues, gardening, there was a children's section, and a fashion section, which always emphasised Irish-made clothes. As I said already, in 1914, Anínica na hÉireann became Cumann na mBan, which was regarded as the woman's arm of the Irish Volunteers, although some of its members, which were in the trade unions, did instead join the Irish Citizens' Army. Many of its members became key players in Irish politics, in the Easter Rising in 1916, and also later in the Civil War. In the next video in this series, I'll be focusing on Cumann na mBan and the work that they did before, during and after the Easter 1916 Rising. So hit subscribe if you want to see more. I'll be hoping to upload these on a weekly basis. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It'll help boost the channel, which is brand new, and it'll also give me some dopamine. Some much needed dopamine. Also, if you have any Irish female historical figures that you'd like me to cover in a future episode in this series, just let me know down in the comments. Slán go fóill!